Previously on Almost Heroes.
We pick up in the woods north of Tin Town searching for Das's mystery creatures. After nearly alerting all of the forest to our presence, we were able to find the lair of the creatures, a slimy swamp filled with the holes ranging from small to gargantuan. We were able to successfully lure one of the larger slugs over to us without alerting any of the others. During the battle, Kazmo was swallowed whole by the creature, but we were able to defeat it and cut Kazmo free. With our new prize in tow, we began making our way back towards town. When we ran into the baby slug that Rangrim had thrown earlier, it let out a shriek that woke the mama slug from her slumber, and she, along with a herd of slugs of every shape and size, began chasing after us. As we were getting out of the woods, Glynn set ignition to a flagon of oil in the path behind us, unknowing setting the very flammable slug slime trail ablaze. After
he intentionally set the forest ablaze.
Delivering the creature to Das to presumably make a ton of Das dogs, we split up and headed to bed for the night. Rangrim headed to the forge, Kazmo went home, and Glynn took up watch alongside Poe on the roof of Luther's Legends Hall. While in a trance, Glynn felt the coin in his pocket burn red and fall through the pocket of his robes. Upon grabbing it, he was transported to the snow-covered temple, and a very different, more powerful voice inside his head greeted him by name. And that's where we left off.
Thank you very much, Dan. That brings us to episode 32, White Knight. We pick up with the Almost Heroes separated, all nestled in for the night, but with some of them having a more restful night's sleep than others. So, Glynn, you grabbed onto this coin after it had burned its way through your pocket, and were instantly just and powerfully tugged, seemingly pulled almost by your middle through the towards the north, just flying at the insanest speed of light, seemingly feels like this, and then through this kind of narrow passage, this kind of valley covered in snow, just kind of through the snowflakes, and then just arrived with a jarring stop at the front of this temple. The whole travel being a blur, but you feel like you took the whole trip, and you are now standing in front of this temple that you've seen one time before in a vision, a much weaker vision, nowhere near this level of power behind it. And it is you feel like you're in a blizzard. There is just snow kind of obscuring your vision. You're standing on a seemingly stone pedestal dais, and kind of raised up above the ground. So if you kind of look back behind you, there is it's a drop off from there. And then right in front of you, there's a stone door that is covered in these kind of glyphs all the way around it that seem to be from what you would recognize as draconic symbology. And in the center of the door, you notice that there is a circular little kind of symbol that looks very familiar to you, because it's very similar to that platinum key that you found in Luther's trunk. And above that, there's another draconic symbol. And as you're kind of getting your bearings in this new space, you also realize that you are extremely cold. You are you feel like you're here. You also feel just kind of a dull burning from this coin that is in your hand that you don't seem to be able to let go of. And again, you hear that voice in your head that goes, "Hello, Glynn Yaris."
Glynn kind of looks to his hand quickly and he's like, hello?
I am speaking with Glynn Yaris Arisis, am I not?
Depends who's asking.
Deception check.
Damn. That tracks. Oh, balls. Rolled a 5. Oh, damn, +7, but 12.
You feel that coin in your hand just start burning super hot. And you take 3 damage.
I try to drop it. What happens?
I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Ooh, natural 19 +2, so 21.
Okay. You are able to kind of like force your hand open, but you're not able to move it. So your hand is kind of like partially open at this point, and it's like sitting on your hand. One thing I will say is, I don't know if this was a concern of yours or not. It doesn't seem to be like burning into your hand. It seems to be a superficial kind of burn.
That's what I was going to ask. Yeah.
Yeah, and so it seems to be more of like a magical burning that's happening.
So there's like no scarring or like any marks on my actual. Interesting.
No, it doesn't seem to be like that. It seems to be like more of a superficial kind of pain that's happening. You've proven to be more stubborn than I would have expected. What is it that you want most, Glynn?
At this current moment, to get the hell out of here. Just kind of like looking around, trying to get bearings as to where he is.
Okay, so you're looking around. Make me a perception check.
19 total.
Okay. So you're looking around, you're looking through this like snowstorm, which is obscuring your vision. I will say that kind of distantly, kind of like as you're looking back behind you, you swear that you see some sort of darker form out in the snowstorm, kind of like down lower where you would assume that the ground level would be. There seems to be something down there.
It's like I'm on a pedestal and this is
you're probably
how far?
You're probably up a good like 15 feet up above the ground, and you can see that there's like a broken and cracked staircase that seems to be heading down from either side of this pedestal that you're up on top of. So I ask again, Glynn, what is it that I can provide you? What do you want?
Well, I mean, if I'm running off previous experience, normally these kind of offers just don't go one way. So maybe we should start this with maybe some bartering. What is it that you need from me? Because I've never been transported quite like this, and this doesn't seem to be just a casual happenstance.
You are more intelligent than I have given you credit for. Of course, I need something from you. I know that you already obtained the key. I need for you to bring it here, and I need for you to get me something that lies within this temple.
Well, I'm sure since you've been apparently following me for a while, you know, I'm business minded, but I'm also quite the gentleman, and I don't like to make deals without, knowing who I'm speaking with. So can I ask you your name? I'm not as all knowing as you are.
You hear a kind of deep chuckle in your head that it kind of like doesn't last very long, and there's no like humor to it at all. Well, if that's the kind of bargaining that we're having, no, you will not be knowing who I am. But my second question for you is, what is it that you fear most, Glynn?
I think I enjoyed the conversation when we were back talking about what I wanted. Let's backpedal a step. Let's go back to that. That was nice. I've always kind of liked the idea of a nice like sea cottage overlooking, some nice cliffs, maybe like a little cabana down by the shore, a ship maybe.
So what is it that you fear, Glynn? What would you want least?
I mean, I'm a pretty big fan of being on this continent. I do enjoy my time here in Sakal. I don't want to be dead, if I had to put a name to it.
You hear that deep chuckling in your head, and probably disarming or disconcertingly, there's a little bit more mirth in it this time. And you feel that coin kind of like in a warning way begin to burn like hotter and hotter, not enough to do damage to you, but enough to make you scared that that's what's about to happen. And in a very slow and methodical, promising way, I can make sure that either one or both of those things come to pass. So I ask, will you agree to help me, Glynn?
I think I got my wires crossed just a little bit on what the proposition is here. Either I help you by bringing you this stone, which I do have in my possession and you very astutely recognized, and I kind of like check to see if I can see it like showing in any way. But
yeah, are you gonna try to pat your pockets or anything like that?
yeah, just actually no, physically no, more like am I just like, am I nude? Is it like the worst dream ever where it's like
you look down, you
like,
realize you're naked, and then you look
yeah.
back up, and it's actually you're just in
yeah,
classroom.
yeah, it's 5th grade all over it. Damn it.
Now you feel like you feel normal. You feel like you're in your clothes, but without checking to whether or not you have anything in your pockets, you wouldn't know whether or not you can pull anything into this area with you.
Is there so like similar to like how the item like glows, the coin in my hand glows and like burned its way out of my pocket? Do I see like the beacon of like this disc where I keep it on my hip? Is it glowing? Is it radiating in any way? Is it just
Nope. You feel the weight there, but you don't know whether it's actually there with you or not. You don't even know if you're here. You don't know where you are. You don't know what's going on.
Truth, both in character and out of character. Well, I don't know what kind of deal you're trying to make here. We help each other out, and you're saying I have a nice little cottage on the beach, or what's this second thing that you need?
I would love nothing more than to provide you with a cottage on the beach and a ship. What I need for you to do is to bring that key here, unlock this door, and follow it till the end.
That is, and I say this with all due respect, very foreboding. Is there any type of context clues you might be able to provide me as to what's at the end of this trail? Is it you? Is it a ship? Is it a cottage? That could be nice.
I assure you, I am in a very different place. And what is at the end of it is something that was taken from me long ago that I very much want back.
Can I insight check a voice?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, I would like to insight check that.
Go for it. It's going to be a high-ass check, but yeah.
So a low-ass roll.
Don't you have 15. Your ear? This is
insight, not
insight.
Perception.
Different. Okay.
Yeah. So you're not able to tell anything. I will say that this voice, for one thing, like this is a voice that is very comfortable giving commands. This is like a powerful, authoritarian voice in your head that is no stranger to people. Like people listen to this voice regularly. That's what you get from this.
Like kind of during this conversation, Glynn, probably during that insight check or the instance of that conversation, Glynn's going to kind of reach back and just see if he feels like Chandrell and the double-bladed scimitar, if it's just even near him.
You reach back and it is not there.
Well, mysterious, ominous dealer, do we have a timetable for this request? Is this kind of like an open-ended, I'll see you when I see it kind of thing, or do you need this item now?
As you've already wasted a lot of my time, I'd say that my patience is wearing thin with this request.
I find that to be a little unfair, as I am just now hearing about this request. I'm not sure whose time has really been truly wasted.
Is this the first time that this coin has spoken to you, Glynn?
It's the first time I've heard this voice. It was this other feeble, little weak guy before. I don't think he knew his name. He seemed really scared, cold. Is that you?
That is who you seek.
Insight check. Again. Do I believe? God damn it. Actually, this one's a little bit better. 18?
Yeah. Yeah, they're telling the truth. They okay. The thing that they want you to get, presumably from inside this temple,
is whoever I was talking to before.
Whoever you were talking to.
What again, to a being as strong as you, I mean, it seems really surprising for you to reach out to a stranger. Have we met before? Have we held contracts together? I've met so many people in my lifetime. I really just don't remember everybody. I'm very sorry.
I highly doubt that we've ever crossed paths. Let's call this a meeting of circumstance. You just happen to be, well, maybe in the wrong place at the wrong time, or the right place at the right time, depending on whether or not you follow along with this task and do as you are asked, or whether or not we have to go the route of what you fear most. Glynn Yaris, and I tire of this conversation, and you feel the coin burning again, and you take another 1 point of damage as, which you can make a Constitution saving throw if you'd like.
I would like to. Oh, I'm gonna take that damage. Thank you.
You try to like move your hand, tip this coin out of your hand, and you are just like you feel yourself frozen to the spot.
Just grasping it.
Will you, Glynn Yaris, do you accept my proposition, or must I look elsewhere? A yes or a no will suffice.
Well, I know we haven't met if you think the only thing I'm ever going to say is a yes or a no. That's obviously not the correct explanation.
The coin burns again. Roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Perfect. Oh my god. 5.
You take 4 more points of damage and are unable to drop the coin from your hand.
That tracks. It's on brand. It seems, and like I start to be like, okay. I can't give you a straight answer, but I'll give you a yes for now. I have partners in this. I can't just, up and move their whole lives. They've got, dreams and other minds to overthrow. I'll run it by them. You'll have an answer. Let's meet again, shall we? You'll have an answer by tonight. I don't know if you even know what time is as you pull me through continents.
To be honest, part of me was hoping you would give me an answer like that. How about I give you some time to really think on it, Glynn Yaris? And with that, you feel the voice kind of like, almost like a presence, almost like when someone walks away from you, if they're standing behind you, you can feel it. They're gone. But Glynn, you're still there. And you're stuck where you are. And it's getting really cold. And we're going to go to Rangrim. Rangrim, you are sleeping in your little corner pushed bed in the corner of the Iron Woman. And you've laid down for the night after just having seen the work that that Madge had made on this, hand that you have your mysterious purposes for, and have settled down for the night. And you are like, just kind of like you go to sleep and you're having a just normal night. I don't know what does Rangrim dream of on like what's like an optimal Rangrim dream?
Like optimal? Like, for some reason, he's frolicking through like a field with Kazmo, but Cosmo's dressed like Glynn. And Madge is handing both of them mead for no reason. But it's also underground. That's his like good dream.
Okay.
Amazing. Wait, is the outfit Cosmo's wearing Glynn height? So does he look like kind of like a little kid, like frolicking?
Yes. Yeah, it's like way too big on him.
So you're frolicking through this underground passageway, and you're kind of like having a great time, and you're like looking back behind you, and then you're kind of not looking where you're going, and then you turn around and you find yourself in a super dark space. It is pitch black, even like with your dark vision, you can see that in shades of gray, and there's this like black machinery that is on the wall, and there's like you can hear the sounds of like water, like dripping water, and you find yourself in this room that it's pretty large scale, and you just see in front of you, like as you turn and you look around and realize that the way behind you has been closed off, and you're now just in this like dark pitch black space with this black machinery covering the wall. You turn back around and there's a silhouette standing probably like 40 feet in front of you with, it's like this, you can tell it's like a female form by the kind of like lines, the body lines, and there's just this like faint light coming from behind them. What do you do, Rangrim?
I look around, realize I don't see Cosmo in a Glynn-shaped dress anymore. Who's that?
As you address this figure, this very familiar eye just flares open and just glares into the darkness, momentarily blinding you. That orange, like the green iris with the orange outlining, and the center of the eye, there's the outline. You can still see that silhouette of like a female form as this like 20-foot wide eye opens up in the darkness and lifts up probably a good 10, 15 feet above you, looking down at you. And you hear like splashing and noises of water. What do you do?
Can you explain yourself?
Why do you resist, Rangrim? Why will you not join us?
I don't even know who us is. I'm not joining anything.
You see just like this image like flashes through your head of like Regalia and then of Joro. And then they say,
We all await you, Rangrim. Why will you not join us?
Join this. And Rangrim just I know I'm in like a dream state. He's either trying to punch or hit this eyeball with the closest thing he can grab, or just like swing with it.
Yes. So make me a ranged attack, and then also make me a dexterity saving throw.
Ooh, all of those sound like bad things for my stout little dwarf. Range attack. Natural 1.
Yes.
Followed by a dexterity saving throw.
Yes.
So that's a nat 1 followed by an 8.
Yes. I sometimes low
Totally
rolls.
make it, and
Just-
I'm great.
Yeah, absolutely perfect. Rangrim, you reach down and pick up this just like piece of like metal machinery that just seems to be kind of like forlornly laying on the ground, and you pick it up and you just go hold it above your head. Well, then you feel this like wet snake-like tentacle wrap around your leg and just rip you upwards into the air, holding you just kind of aloft, upside down, as this piece of metal falls from your hand. The tentacle that's wrapped around your leg is as thick as a tree trunk and is just like holding you with a vice-like grip. Now, you are held up at the eye's level, but upside down.
Would you take your daughter's place at my side, Rangrim?
I have no idea what is happening right now. Probably not.
There's a level of like you can feel a connection with this thing. So this like there's this like emotion that's being transferred between you. When you first got here, you're realizing it was like a feeling of like anger and just like very upset emotions. It transitions into more of like a sadness, like a almost just like like you've let it down. And then holding you aloft, it tightens its grip on your leg to the point where it's kind of like you hear like slight popping noises in your knee.
Gifts that have been given can be taken away, Rangrim.
And it drops you, and you fall through the floor, and you wake up with a start in your bed.
What?
A what in my bed?
With a start. You wake up with a start in your bed. You wake up with a shart in your bed.
You're startled.
You just wake up in your bed, just kind of like, "Wah!" kind of thing. Cosmo.
Yes, do me next, please.
Hey, I bet
Kazmo.
you're gonna have a really good dream. I bet it's
Kaz-
gonna be great.
Cosmo,
It's overlooking the ocean, and you have a ship.
Not funeral, the grave of your friend Glynn is next to you. Now, Cosmo, you went to bed in your house in a comfortable place, and regularly you read stories. You're reading through your journal of your father before bed. Is there anything that like particular that you were reading through or was on your mind before going to sleep?
Right now, what's been a lot on Cosmo's mind has been Moradin. He's very perplexed by this idea that for whatever reason, he maybe is carrying like the only evidence of of Moradin in 50 years. And he is freaked out. Like, doesn't he, like, yeah. So I think for the most part, Moradin is the primary target of just like trying to understand what his dad knew about Moradin.
Okay, I think I can work with that. So, Cosmo, you find yourself, falling asleep reading this section, just trying to find out whatever you can about Moradin. So you're reading like earlier sections of your father's life about, when he was just a regular, like when Moradin was there, like when Moradin was around before the Sundering.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you fall asleep, you dream and you find yourself like younger. You're like probably like no more than like 5 to 10 years old, like as a dwarf. And you're just kind of like wandering. You've wandered away from like your section of where like your family's small town within like, or small like little house within like the massive underground city of Golden Grim. And you've kind of wandered off and you're kind of wandering the halls of Golden Grim, this like extremely ornate, like gold and just massively like technological city, dwarven city. And you find yourself like wandering over to like the Moradin like temple, like this huge, where there's like this monstrous statue of Moradin there. And you're like, you just are like wandering into this space and you can see that there are like these clerics that are wandering around and they're like, they have just things set out on the altar. They seem to be doing every single thing they can to like try to get some sort of sign from Moradin, though like as you would know by this time, and maybe understand at the age you are, that there is no Moradin anymore. What do you do?
So just kind of seeing rituals going on. I'd imagine there's probably like a large Moradin statue, right?
Monster,
like,
yeah, monster. It's probably like 20 feet tall.
Yeah, I think it was probably just walking up to the statue and maybe just internalizing the idea, maybe like internally thinking of just like, Moradin, where are you? I don't know how to make Cosmo sound 5, but so I'm the only one that had an age gap suddenly.
No, yeah, it's it's a memory. It's a memory that you had from when you were younger, being back in Golden Grim. But you you put your hand on this statue, thinking this, and you feel some strong hands kind of come up from behind you and pick you up, and you recognize basically your mother is kind of leading you away and is like chiding you for having wandered off. And as you're being led away, you can hear these clerics kind of like looking at you and muttering. Roll me a straight up and down d20.
Oh crap! A 16.
Okay. As you're being led away, you hear something about, isn't that the one that was born that night? And the other one responds in an affirmative. What a curse to be born during the Sundering. And with that, you are like led back to your house, and you kind of like, your dream kind of like morphs and rotates, and kind of like you go through different parts of it, but like that's the part that you'll remember when you wake up. But you just kind of like have a restful night's sleep aside from that. Glynn, it has felt like an eternity since you've been sitting frozen on this. I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
You said this was like a snowy pedestal?
Yes, and you are now like covered, like snow is probably like a couple inches thick on your shoulders at this point, and you are extremely cold.
Can I move while I'm on this pedestal, or am I stuck on this pedestal?
I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Got a natural 20 on it.
Ooh, okay. So you
Well,
are.
22.
So you have two choices. You can make the decision to drop the coin, or you can move. Which one would you like to do?
Definitely was not thinking drop the coin. Glynn this whole time has been making small little snowmen of Cosmo and Rangrim, but wearing each other's clothes. Just in the snow. That's all he's been doing, waiting for eternity. He just like has kind of conceded to the fact that he's going to be here a while. It's just fucking off.
I do need.
He's waiting basically for the voice to come back.
I do need you to take. In the meantime, while you've been waiting, I need you to take 13 cold damage.
Well, I'm resistant to cold. No, I'm not.
Your hands aside from the one that's being kept warm by the coin, have pretty much gone numb. Your legs are numb, and you are not having a good time for sure.
Glynn would have periodically throughout, since he can move, been like rubbing the hot coin on different parts of his body, though, just to get some feeling back, if temporary.
Okay. Is there anything that you want to do while you are able to move? Anything you want to inspect, look around at?
Yeah. I mean, so this has felt like a long duration of time.
It has. You probably would assume that it's been somewhere between an hour to 2 hours that you've been here.
Okay. So while I've been like on this pedestal, like the way I picture it is after Glynn's realized that he can't go anywhere, and he's kind of confined to this pedestal, he would be trying to keep an eye out for that next, for that ominous shadow that was behind him at one point.
Are you going down to take a look at it?
Oh yeah, if there is a means down that isn't just a massive drop. I mean, if there is like one other thing he would have done while making the snowmen and all the sculptures and whatnot would have been to see if Mage Hand still worked, to see if he still has his magic. He would have attempted to cast Mage Hand, if only to help him make more snowmen, but
so you've made a bunch of
extra set of hands.
You've made a bunch of snowmen, and now you're going down to look at, trying to look at the form that's down below you.
Yeah, does Mage Hand still work?
That's a good question.
Thank you.
I don't think it does.
Damn it.
Unfortunately, I'm so sorry. As much as I would love for you to have it to build some extra snowmen.
That's one less snowman, John. Way to go.
I'm so sorry.
You ruined D&D. Okay. Yeah, is there a like walkway off this pedestal?
Yes. So think of it as like a kind of like a extended semicircle coming out from the flat wall of this mountain that this temple seems to be built into. And so like down each of the side of them kind of slanting along and kind of meeting in the middle down at the bottom seemingly, you have two staircases that kind of curve down.
Okay. And those staircases are leading to where that being was.
Yes. Well, okay. Wherever that form was that you saw out there.
Sorry, yeah, whatever the dark form. Yeah, absolutely. Once Glynn's effectively gotten bored of making snowmen, waiting for this voice to come back, he's gonna wander, I would imagine, away from. Yeah, he would wander away from the door and towards the thing that he felt behind him.
Okay, so you walk down this staircase, and as you're going down, there seems to be like things don't seem right as you're getting further away from this place. It's almost like you're leaving, and it's almost like things are kind of de-resing. Like it's a little bit less like things aren't as clear. Like you're walking out into this kind of snowstorm, and like it's almost like what was behind you was like a lot more realistic. This is becoming like you're going into parts of the map that were not designed for someone to be in, if you think of it in video game terms. Okay. But as you get down to the bottom of this staircase, roll me a perception check without advantage because it's based on sight.
Okay. Oh, wow. Pretty good. Natural 19, so 25 total.
You see a hulking form, a very broad form, and based on your good perception check, even though it's like this kind of like lower resolution version, like it's hard to exactly see, it's a little bit blurry. You can see like there's this glint of metal and this kind of like brown, like kind of flowing fabric over the top of it, and sticking off of their back seems to be a very, very large broadsword.
Is they stuck in the snow, or is this just like a de-renderized version of?
It's like a blurry version of this form that seems to be sitting with at kind of like a diagonal angle away from you, kind of sitting, kind of squat down in the snow around like what looks like a fire that has long since been out.
How far is he from me currently?
Maybe 10 feet, not very far. But it's like as you're going further out, like it seems like there's less world actually there that you can see or interact with.
I mean, I have assumptions. Does Glynn recognize this form? Would Glynn be able to put the pieces together on this one, or is it just vague enough in this world that it's like demons?
I think that it's safe to say that you might recognize this as your old pal Luther.
Okay.
Or a form very similar to your old pal Luther.
Well, I know he's definitely not a huge fan of me right now, but I'm going to walk kind of like, if his back's facing me, I'm going to kind of like circle around him, maybe to like the other side of the fire as much as I can, and be like, Luther, is that you?
So you walk out of this, and you actually walk out almost. You end up like walking through the snow, and what you're realizing is happening is that the snow is like, it's almost like walking, like the snow is turning into almost like a static, and you walk out into this like white staticky space, and you can just see this like form that's like this blurry form that's sitting in this white staticky space. And when you say that, you can see them get up and turn to look at you, and they're like, there's no fidelity to this form at all. It's like completely blurry. And they just like turn and grab their sword, and they look around. It seems to just like in this space they don't seem to recognize you, and they kind of walk straight through you and are just looking around past you now at this point in this white blurry space.
I look back up to the door where I just came from. It looks like the same distance away almost.
Yes, so it gets you're looking past like through a snowstorm, and then you can see that it's like that is like actual, it looks like real, but you're looking at it through this like weird white space that you're in right now. And as the form of Luther walked past you, they like are almost completely gone at this point. Like you can barely see an outline of them, this blurry outline of this darker form in this white space.
Which is kind of like walked more away from the door, the real.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, he would kind of like, as he walks by, and be like, that was awfully rude, and kind of like turn and see just kind of gone. Like, oh, well, that was a little more of a cold shoulder than I expected, but that's fine. And just starts walking back towards the door. It's like, hello, I'm ready to make a deal. Hello?
You feel that form, or not that form, that presence kind of like, almost like I said, it feels like someone's standing behind you. That hair on the back of your neck raising up, and you hear them say, "So, you've thought about it, have you?"
I've thought about a lot of things. I made you some little statues to remember us by. If you look over there, and I like point over to the snowman. That's part of my offering to you. I would like to know, truly what is the offer that you have for me? Because if I'm going to trek my ass all the way up to this cold, and you can see how I dress, I'm like tropical, warm climates, desert on a bad day. I'm not really designed for this kind of space. If I'm going to have to haul my ass and these two little dwarves up with me, I need to know what's on the other side. I don't make deals that don't benefit me.
You hear a sigh of frustration, and then an image. This is kind of like an imageception kind of thing, because you assume to be currently in an image. Kind of this vision washes through in front of your eyes. So like you can see the snow, and you can see the temple and everything like this. So it's almost like a translucent veil of an image that goes up in front of your eyes. And you can see yourself standing on the prow of a ship, holding on to rigging, and like wind is blowing your hair, and like this like like salt spray is hitting you in the face, and you can smell the salt, which is like it's a very realistic whatever this illusion is. And you can just see this like you're heading into a port, and high up on a hill you can see this very, very I would say like large and very lavish cottage that seems to draw your gaze. And then the vision just kind of like blurs and fades.
See, I'm not, completely unreasonable. I understand a good deal when I see one. I need some details. I don't know where the hell I am. I know I'm north-ish. Where should I be headed? Where is your little friend who somehow needs rescuing and you can't do it yourself?
I was hoping that you would be smart enough to find it on your own.
I'll be able to find it. You've been complaining about duration of contract fulfillment. I'm just trying to expedite. Why ask for a delivery of service when I don't know where I'm supposed to be delivering it to?
I will tell you this. You have all the tools at your disposal to find exactly this location whenever you so choose. But if you require more than that, maybe you can take a slower trip back home. That is, if you agree to do this for me.
Sure, why the hell not? And I just stick a hand out to nothing.
You put your hand out to nothing and feel yourself being pulled backwards almost immediately, and you're taking this like same back. Now you're traveling backwards, and you're seeing this kind of everything fly past you. You see the mountains in the far northern end of Sakal, like on the far northwest side, that you would recognize as the Clearshaw Peaks, a mountain range that is to the far north. You seem to be between. Of the three peaks, you seem to be to the right, kind of between the two, to the right, between the center and the right-hand side one. And you're flying backwards, looking at this as you're kind of going back, and just feel yourself kind of being pulled through the snow, and then through kind of past the snow, through into the kind of the plains and the forests. And then you feel yourself with a gasp, like you feel yourself get pulled back into your body and just kind of like step back on one foot real quick. This coin's still in your hand, and you are able to catch yourself and not fall off, but you are still standing. You find yourself standing on the roof of Luther's Legends.
I look down at my hand. Is there any physical damage to my hand?
It's red. It's red and raw, but it doesn't seem like it's like burned or scalded you in any kind of permanent way. But you feel cold as hell. Like you feel very cold. Your hands and extremities are still numb. You feel like this was more than just a normal illusion.
Kind of look over to Poe and say, like, I told you to keep a lookout, man. And then I just hop down off the roof, and it's still like middle of the night. Has a lot of time.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to say. The sun is kind of like you're probably taken aback by this because you were in such a dark, snowy space, but like the sun is like just kind of cresting above the trees at this point.
Do I have any snow on me, or is it just my body's really cold?
Yeah, you don't have any snow on you.
Okay. Start walking towards Madge's. So, well, I guess got some news to share with the boys. And I blink Poe away.
Rangrim, you would probably just be waking up after a kind of a fitful night.
And Rangrim immediately thinks, oh, I hope that my friends didn't have any terrible dreams about bad things, horrible ultimatums, or possibly weird visions of their own birth. That would be terrible.
What a rough way to wake up every morning if that's what your thoughts are. Just pure existential
That's
dread.
probably not that uncommon for Rangrim. Like that was a weird dream. The eye stuff he hates. But that's more common for how he wakes up.
Since it's early in the morning, Glynn knocks on the doors. Rangrim, Mad, you guys open yet?
No, but Rangrim just
perfect. I just walk in.
Yeah, perfect.
As soon as I hear him respond, I just start walking in. We need to go get Cazmo. This stupid fucking talking coin man has been way more trouble than it's worth, and I might have just gotten us involved in something that I don't know how to really get out of. So it's time to put the team's brains together and try to crack this nut.
What are we trying to fix? Is the coin talking to you or something?
In a certain way, yeah. Technically, there was conversation. There's some travel, some really mean words.
Rangrim's just making direct eye contact with Glynn and just waving at him.
Yeah.
I might
you
know
too?
something about that. You're not feeling yourself lately?
No, I was definitely typical me. I was kind of a jackass. They just didn't really feel much of that energy. So, I mean, feel mean like I put a hand to him. Am I cold to the touch?
Yeah, I would say that you're probably still like pretty cold.
Yeah, why are you all clammy?
Man, I've been basking in the sun, but just found myself up in the Clearshaw Peaks, and now I'm back here in all of
So
a night span.
you were doing something creepy outside of your character that you're no longer aware of. We probably should go get the other dwarf so he can keep us both in check. Like,
Yeah, that's true. If I start getting all evil like you, I really don't think Cosmo stands much of a chance.
you guys said I did that to you one time, and what? I mean, I just do that, and Grim turns his one eye black again. He's like, I did that for fun, and like now we just don't know if I'm screwing around or not. It's not a good idea. We need a buffer, I think.
When he does it, Glynn reaches for the Spider Queen dagger and just like has a hand on it. It's like, yeah, it's a good joke, and just like lets Rangrim walk in front. After you.
Yeah, let's go to Cosmos, and he's like briskly walking,
He's frolicking, really.
frolicking. Yes, indeed.
Cosmo, so when they arrive at your house, what do they find?
They find Cosmo up and awake, and really just kind of getting ready to come meet them. And he's just, I was just coming to find you.
Perfect.
Why?
He just kind of shakes his head and puts his hand down. It was weird. It was a weird night. Just lots of old memories coming back, and
Good memories.
Well, not really. I'm not sure.
All right, okay. Maybe we're on the same page then. Glenn, you can put that away now.
Right. Well, that's good. Good. I'm glad we're all on the same page of bad memories or something. I don't know.
Yeah, my night was a little more foreboding than reflecting on anything in the past. But let's head over to the Matic. I think 7 a.m. is a good time to start drinking.
You can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning.
My guy, I got first round. I just start heading to the Matic.
Right.
I imagine it's pretty empty at 7 o'clock in the morning, or whatever time it is.
Get some more of that special drink for you, eh, Glynn? And he gives him a little elbow nudge.
I'll kill you.
You make your way over to the Matic, and it is, I mean, it's an open air tavern, so
that's nice. It's schwanky.
Yeah, you're able to like I always kind of like think of it as like when you go to like
a Goliath
camp.
hipster.
Yeah, well, no, it's like when you go to like summer camp. Like there's like it's all
There's a
open.
mimosa bar in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay, I was picturing like one of those open air bars that are like out of shipping crates that like have been cut out.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's what it is. No, you get over there and there's maybe one or two people there that may or may not have been there all night and are sleeping on the tables. But you're able to clearly get your normal table to yourself. That's kind of farther away. And you can see that Tom is kind of behind the bar, just like, you don't know whether he's cleaning up from the night or setting up this morning, but he's doing something. Seems to be occupied.
As we're kind of like making our way to our seats, I don't even make eye contact with him. Like, Tom, we need a round stat. And like, as he finished, it's like, but not what you brought me last night. Dear God, anything else, or 2 nights ago, anything besides that. Yesterday afternoon.
I would
I
be.
think it
I
was
would
like
be more
actually
than,
like 2 days ago.
We're degenerates.
I would be more than happy to bring you all over something. So I thought you liked that drink, Glynn.
The only thing I liked about it was when it came back out of my body.
Tom,
sorry, it's too early for pleasantries. I'm so sorry, Tom. That was
so hurt. His face just drops and he just like kind of like looks away. Oh, it's fine. And
Tom,
just
you know, I'm just kidding. It was one of my famous Glynn compliments, right? Like, hey, it was so good coming out because you did a good job. I don't know, persuasion, deception.
yeah, roll
Struggling to not hurt the Goliath's feeling.
deception, I think, is what this is.
12. He's not smart.
No, he's not. He rolled a 5.
Yes.
His insight's not very good. He turns back around. He's got like three ales in these kind of like in the tankers, like the normal the ones that you all would have stored there. Maybe a different one for Glynn because I know you normally keep like a smaller, daintier glass. They have like a slice of lemon on the edge of it, kind of like a morning ale kind of thing.
Breakfast ale.
Yeah, you can see these like total out like these total big tears kind of like dropping into a couple of these ales.
Oh, fuck.
And he's kind of like, oh, you got me good there, Glynn. You got me good. And then he puts them down and he kind of like wipes them and then just goes back to his cleaning.
You know, you're the only person that makes some fun drinks that I'm gonna spend this much money on, and I flip him a gold coin for 3 ales, which I'm assuming is a lot.
Dexterity saving throw for. He
Through
does
the
not
tears.
catch it. It kind of pings around the inside of the bar and he picks it up off the ground. Yeah. So what are you all doing?
So, boys,
Rangrim walks by Tom, takes one of the ales directly from his hand, and just keeps walking past the bar. Eats the lemon wedge and just like takes a healthy chug of his beer and just starts staring at the wall blankly,
Okay, so are you
reflecting on the
anywhere
horrors of his last night's sleep.
Are you anywhere near their table, or have you walked like onto the other side of the tavern?
I've
just
only
staring at
walked
the
like
wall?
2 to 3 feet past Glynn. I just like took the drink that happened, and I'm just several feet from him at this point.
I think Rangrim needs a timeout.
I thought I had a tough night last night, man. I'm curious to hear what his story is going to be.
Right.
But while I got you guys' attention, and I put the coin down on the table, like in the center. I said, I know you guys remember this one of the hot talkie coin, but I had an interesting experience last night, and I explain in depth exactly what happened last night. No sugarcoating, no deceit in it. But as I come to the conclusion of agreeing to make the deal, it's like, you know, I tried to explain that I had business partners in this. You know, he just really wasn't having it. Like I tried to explain that this is like an equal, you guys get to split 1/3, I get 2/3 operation. So I think at best you'll get like a room in the cottage. I don't really know how that's going to work, but like I did everything I could to make sure he understands the working situation, and it just didn't take no for an answer. And I was either going to be stuck there in my robe and I like just like, it's not that thick, or I was coming home. So I don't know. What do you guys think we should do?
Well, I guess we wanted to find out where this fella was, but so he just expects us to know how to get to where you were. I mean, do you feel like you could walk that way again?
It was so confusing. He was so very upset about the duration that it's taken so far, and yet he was still ominous and vague about where and when and how any of it was supposed to take place. I think he wants us to head north to break into some temple, cave, mountain dwelling. I saw Luther, which was strange. I think he might be there. So maybe we can go cross paths with our old buddy, or maybe wait for him to come back. Seems like he already knows the way.
Right. Well, Luther did have the key.
I mean, maybe he's the one who put the lock in.
But it's
hard to get a key without really knowing what the locks do, right?
Right.
Well, that's not true. I break into locks all the time.
And you said
Call him.
What?
Like,
Don't call him. No.
How do you? You can do that?
Well, yeah, he sends like little
Yeah,
messages
you
in
want
his
me to
head.
send him a message? Remember, I did it to Gerd that time.
Oh, I thought you were just like having one of your fits. I didn't know that was actually a thing. I just assumed you were talking to like, oh, Gerd, like, I don't know.
I mean, maybe I thought I heard her back.
I mean, all you told us is that Gerd has a knife still. We already knew that. That wasn't really like a shocking revelation for the group.
Well, like, hold on, let me try something, and I'm totally gonna cast Sending on Glynn.
Okay, wait. So you're talking to Glynn?
I'm like, no, I can totally do it. Ready? Glynn, can you hear me?
Can you say that out loud?
No, I'm like looking at you, and that's what I'm saying.
Telepathically, or you're saying it out loud?
No, using sending to you. I'm not saying that out loud.
But I'm pretty sure sending is a verbal spell, isn't it? I don't think it's telepathy. I think you have to say out loud your spell.
So is it
So I'm
like
pretty sure you're
is
just
it like
saying
bad
to me.
stereo? Do you hear me say it, then hear it again?
Basically, what it is, if you turn the Twitch stream audio on and
Yes,
just
that's
remove the
exactly
delay,
what it
it's
is.
just that.
Okay, yep. that's where we're going with it.
Yeah, yes, Rangrim, I can hear you.
Glynn, can you hear me?
Yeah, yes. I don't know how you're doing that weird thing with your. Oh, okay.
Hold on. And Rangrim's gonna run quickly outside of the Matic. Can you hear me now?
Was it you last night?
It
No,
doesn't.
could've been you.
It doesn't say you talk out loud. It just says you send
Well,
a short message.
But I think it's a verbal spell. Though.
It does
I think
have
it's a verbal
verbal. In
It
the
has all of the
components, right?
components.
Yeah, so it'd
Yeah.
be verbal. So
So you're waving your hands, you're yelling,
I'd
you're saying it out
assume
loud.
that maybe what
and
I'm
you-
saying is part of the message, unless either way, I'm running outside. Can you hear me now?
You're just speaking in tongues, but also like it's coming through in common. Yeah, I can. Okay, perfect. So you're not always losing your mind.
like
Only
a-
on occasion, you're sometimes always losing your
A
mind.
little kid in the corner with a walkie-talkie.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Okay.
That's what I can
Well-
do this one, and I'm gonna run behind the bar and talk to Glynn in like a bad version of Tom's voice, like, "You want another one of those drinks I made you?"
I can't tell who you're insulting more at this point. My intelligence or Tom's slow speech.
That's a very good point, and that's all of my level 3
Spending spells, yeah.
Oh no, you burned them all.
Well,
I thought it
Rangrim,
at least
for
lasted.
today.
well, Rangrim,
I
I think
thought. Hold on. Wait,
Yeah,
is that you burned them all?
I was counting. 100% you did.
100%.
I thought
Yeah.
it at least lasted for a minute or something.
It's technically 25 words.
It's like technically like a short phrase. So like every time I like ran somewhere and said something else, that was all of
New
them.
casting. Okay, so
Oh my gosh.
well, Rangrim, I'm convinced. Go ahead and send Luther a message right now, and let's see
Well-
what happens.
He can't. He's out of spell slots.
Yeah, but I can still do this. And I just make my eye change color a couple times.
Oh.
I don't know if I would have said that in game, but
Cosmo's all of a sudden
he's
counting
just
spell slots.
outwardly.
I could do that, but I gotta wait till tomorrow, obviously. Cosmo.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. That's a different kind of magic than what I'm used to. Well, I mean that's it, boys. That's on the table, quite literally, and kind of gestures to the coin. Like, do we go through with it? Do we know what we're gonna unlock when we unlock that door? It's the first move to go find Luther.
Right, well, it's a bit eerie to unlock something that this person wants, who's already very powerful, who is bartering. Well, it's more of an ultimatum.
I did not feel like I had an option in that.
Right, yep. It's either you do this or death.
I don't even think it was necessarily death. It was kind of like
Well, that's what
ruining my life. It was
that-
weird.
That's what you offered as the greatest thing you feared. is death.
Yeah, but like he didn't really say I was going to kill you. It was just more like I'm going to make your worst fears come to life. It's like spiders, you know? Like
Right.
I don't hate
Spiders-
spiders, but I don't want to be around all the spiders.
But they already
Suddenly
they already,
spiders.
they already exist. You know, it's fine. Well, I don't know what to think about that. I really don't like that. I don't like it at all. Nope. He's just shaking his head.
Well, I think we kind of, or at least I know I do, owe Luther potentially a little bit of an apology because I assumed that was him talking to me. But when when I called out to him, he didn't even know I was there, or it didn't
Well-
seem like he knew I was there.
That begs the question: why, if Luther had the key, and whoever Luther was locking this thing from, or wasn't, he had the key. Why open it now if this voice has been looking for it all these days or whatever?
Well, I don't.
Yeah, Luther had the key forever, or for it, whatever.
Maybe that's part of the deal that Luther turned his back on was loss of a body, and everything around him that he loved is gone, right? He's lost all his legends 2 times, right? We saw the first photo covered in dust. Now we've seen,
Us?
if I remember correctly, a second photo that was covered in dust. Remember the photos I showed you earlier?
No.
The second photo was actually of
Cosmo's
Cosmo's
dad
father
and
his whole tunnel fighting group.
I was trying to be a little more gentle with the delivery, all-knowing, benevolent DM.
I'm just trying to make sure that it's clear to all the people in chat who don't remember a callback or that extremely far callback from like.
Are you saying you're not all
15
taking notes from episode 3?
Yeah,
I'm looking at you, Radar.
Well, right.
I had
So-
to check my notes on that, and just so chat's aware, they don't exist.
I don't have notes.
I don't
no.
have notes on that part.
Mm-mm.
I mean, maybe that was what happened. Is he sealed that away? I mean, that was a false bottom chest locked with some kind of alert spell that I don't know if you guys remember, but I also tripped that.
Right. Well,
I wasn't very good at the time. I've gotten a lot better. That door almost killed me, and that's really given me like a revelation as to how to check traps.
right. Well, so when did you get better?
Try me on the next one.
Right. Okay. Yep. I'll let you know.
That's a fair counter argument. I'm gonna take that back as some criticism. Constructive.
Very
criticism.
constructive. Right. Well, I don't like this deal that you've made,
Not a big fan.
but seemed like the only choice. You was stuck out in the cold. You just had to.
Quite literally.
Right. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I think there's one of 2 options, really, is the way I see it. Yeah, let's go with 3 options.
Right. Lay 'em out.
Now I'm going to go back to 2 options.
Okay.
Option number 1 is we play this out, which is either we do it or we don't. But we have to play it out as the sole responsible individual.
Right.
Option 2, hear me out,
Right.
we pass the buck.
We pass
Give the
it.
talking coin to somebody else. Now it's their problem. Maybe
Right.
there's a key under their bed that they didn't know they had, and all of a sudden, like, some random voice is whipping them off to the clear shaw.
Right. Well, what
They
if
have the
it's-
key. It's not our problem.
Well, as much as I'd like to say that's a good idea,
It's a good idea. You're in.
no,
I
no,
think
as
it's
much.
also a very good idea.
Nope. Right.
No.
If you give it to Gary,
That's who I exactly. See, Greg's got.
Oh, hey, what's going on, guys? I heard my name.
Greg's
Not
got the
Ga-
right.
Go
He's
Gary.
here, and then Rangrim's gonna make all the doors in the bar shutter using thaumaturgy. Very
No doors.
ominously.
It's all open.
Oh yeah, it is all open.
You're gonna make the cargo van or the cargo
Yeah.
bins open and close.
Yeah,
The shutters on the edge of the bar that Tom walks in and out of open up and
Super
spooky.
close.
super
you,
spooky.
you
Yeah.
get the idea.
Right. Yeah. It's November, so let it go.
We can pass the buck, or we could.
But I don't
handle
want
this.
to. I don't want to pass the book to somebody who's just going to open the door and then let whatever bad thing out to whatever bad thing was trying to kill you or not, or I don't know. We don't understand
that's
enough.
fair.
We don't understand enough about it to pass it. So if we find out this is really not something we want, then we pass it. How about that? Let's
sure.
learn a little bit more, and then we'll pass it later if we don't want it.
So I think tomorrow we spend some time reaching out to Luther, see if he responds.
That seems fair. That seems fair. Right.
Rangrim, you on board? Not wasting all your energy.
I mean, you guys haven't killed me yet, so I guess we're gonna try to befriend the weird thing that talks to you in your sleep. I guess that's what we just do now.
We befriend things that talk to us in our sleep. Is that what happened to you last night, Rangrim? Is that why you're standing at the wall?
Oh yeah, what are we gonna do about that? Did we decide we're gonna get rid of that? What happened to that thing?
What
You
thing?
wanna do that now?
What?
You've already
What,
started drinking.
what thing? What?
We can just we'll go on your thing.
What? What thing? And Cosmo feels suddenly lost.
Not Bobby though. Bobby knows exactly what we're talking about. The beautiful glowing murder hand that he's got there.
Oh, right. Yes. That
Eyes
thing.
turn black when all
Right.
crazy.
Yeah.
Not
Right.
gonna kill you.
Right. That's why you were
Or am
whistling
I?
at me. I thought you just really thought I was looking cute. I just, something. You just liked the way my beard looked, or I don't know.
It's a nice beard.
It is a nice
I
beard.
can't grow anything. It's the best
Yeah.
I got. And Glynn touches peach fuzz.
Were you dreaming?
200-year-old peach fuzz.
It'll get there eventually.
Right. So do you want to talk about your dream, or you want to skip it? You just want to stare at the wall some more, Rangrim?
Oh, but I'm saying, no, nothing ever has bad happened to us from just doing stuff, from the weird voices we hear in our heads and not talking about it like publicly,
Right.
like trying to work on ourselves. We just like, I had this bad dream. This thing told me to do something. Let's go do that.
Just follow it blindly is what you're suggesting?
Nothing's ever bad happened, so we should probably just keep following that path. I think.
Sorry, go ahead, Cosmo.
No. Right. You.
Considering you've probably have the most experience with dreams, giving them haunting messages, you seem a little stark this morning. What happened to you last night?
Nothing.
Rangrim.
Nothing.
Insight check.
Nothing.
Deceive me.
Deception check versus insight.
I was gonna say I kindly asked twice.
16.
That would be a 3.
Okay. So you can decide whether or not you want to tell how much you want to tell, or you can just continue to lie and they'll know you're lying.
I'm just going to explain to them that I have this dream. I feel fairly regularly.
From time to time.
On
I
occasion.
just don't always say anything. Like, I thought it was normal, and then Glynn's having this thing, and I'm like, maybe this isn't as normal as I think it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. That's not usually normal for me either.
Nope.
What about you, Cosmo? What'd you dream about last night?
Well, yeah. Besides, I don't dream like that at all, Rangrim. Nope. But usually it's. But.
You were never like
Anyways.
standing in like smithing school in 5th grade naked for no reason,
No.
and then an evil entity that's a giant eyeball starts yelling at you and telling you failed.
No. Yep. Can't say that I have. But I will say that last night I was reminded of a memory. I think it felt like a memory. I'm not really sure, but it was of me days in Golden Grim, and I remember. I'm not really sure. I was in the temple, and I heard the clerics talking about me when I was a wee dwarf. That I was born the day of the Sundering.
Oh hell.
I don't know what that means.
Quite a bit, I imagine.
Right? Well, first all this weird Morden thing starts happening, which is weird to me. And now I remember that I was born the day of the Sundering, and that it was supposed to be a curse, but I certainly don't feel cursed. Not as cursed as Rangrim.
Yeah, no, that guy's going through some stuff. I
Right.
mean, look around you. You own a mine now. You have a wonderful mother who's going to open a beauty salon for bearded women. Like
Right?
you're on the up and up.
Well, it was an accident, really.
Your mother's beauty salon.
No, to mine.
You kind of like intentionally squished Sigrid's head.
No, she started it.
She tripped and fell underneath your warhammer.
Right. Well, I just no. She started the fight. I just finished it. Really.
You finished it.
Yeah.
That's true. Well,
But I told her to stop. I said stop. I don't want to do this anymore. I said it. And I just really feel like my hands is clean. She's right. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, you're the one who sleeps so soundly at night, so I'm inclined to agree with you.
Right. Yep. So I guess
we're
then
trying to kill time till Rangrim has enough rest to talk to Luther for us.
Right. Well, I still don't know if I want to do. How much do we want to tell Luther? Because we want to set up. It's like we might have to write Rangrim a script. Otherwise, he's just gonna blow all the secrets.
That's true. How do we vaguely project the idea of an all-knowing being that can transport our minds through space,
Right.
without giving away that we just talked to an all-knowing being that can transport minds through space.
Right. He likely knows we have the key. That's a thing, so we don't have to really hide that.
That's true. He's very mad at me.
Right.
I know that to be true.
I've seen the room. He was very mad at you.
I left a note, which was probably stupid. Of all the time Chandrell's told me to steal things, not one time has she said to leave a note.
Right, yeah, no.
Yeah, that's true. My bad, Chandrell. That's like tap on the double-bladed.
So you should have not told him that we stole the key.
Probably not a good idea.
Right.
But I mean, he knows now. Maybe he's like, oh, they're ready to take on the quest of Luther's legends.
And he
They could
made a
really
mess.
Be one of us.
He made a mess in celebration that we found it.
Maybe if we clean up and when he gets back, he'll be happy about it.
Right, that's just our
It
way
did
of...
seem like he was starting to come back when I talked to him in my vision dream.
Right, yeah,
transportation.
clearly by grabbing onto his sword is a way of saying, hey, it's so good to see you.
I mean, I think right now he wants to cut my head off. I think you're onto
Right.
something there.
Right,
That might
yeah.
be accurate.
Well, it didn't...
That's why I
really-
got you guys. You guys, you're not going to let me get attacked.
Right,
Like,
no, no.
come on.
Right, never.
No, see?
Right.
I'm going to hold you to that. Well,
Right.
Rangrim, you could maybe burn a day here and see if we can't figure out if Luther's friendly or not. We got to come up with a clever way to maybe not bring up as specifically that we're now creating deals with gods. I don't even know what it was. You guys are the religious folks. Maybe you can help out, but this thing didn't seem super friendly and did not seem very benevolent. So not a god I want to deal with.
I don't...
Most of the things that talk to me don't really seem to like me, so I get where you're coming from with that one. Yeah, I got at least a day. I got some things I want to do, and I
Right.
probably try and talk to Luther tomorrow.
We should really write you a script of what to say.
Well, you both know I'm not very good at reading common, right?
Well,
Or dwarven or
Undercommon.
undercommon.
Well, I can read undercommon very well. Can either of you write it?
I think that Glynn can.
I think I can. I can. Because of Joro. Backstory.
but
Well, that's fine, but now Glynn is writing whatever messages I'd be saying to...
You trust me? Come on.
And Bobby can't read it. Do you trust Glynn to write the messages I'd be reading?
You guys are just going to be negging this voice.
Yeah.
well, I mean, I trust him. I trust him not to get himself killed after whatever this guy. He didn't threaten my life. He only threatened Glynn's life.
Oh,
But he
that's
really only kind of promised Glynn a cot. I really should get me name on the cottage. I could skip the death part, but
I'm saying if we go through with this, you guys are more than welcome to share a room. Outright.
that seems
I'm
good.
generous.
Wait, bunk beds.
It's like a timeshare. Everyone wins.
So let's take a day. I'm gonna go see if I can't fix those bellows that I promised you for your forge. And in the morning we'll talk to Luther.
Yes.
Indeed.
Sweet. So if we're going to be going, what I feel like is going to be kind of like a time jump kind of thing. If you all want to just kind of say what you want to be working on, I know that
It's a
one thing that
montage.
you all did mention that I don't was you had talked about wanting to potentially get into try to break down into the sanctum. I don't know if that's something you still want to try, or if it's something you want to try today, or if you want to do other stuff. So just whatever you all want to do. We don't have to do them. You can just tell me what you want to do, and then we can go from there.
Throughout the course, or
Rangrim.
at least today, Rangrim is using his normal blessing and his newly acquired skill of fabricate.
To
Using
make
my
up
fourth level
lies.
spell slot to actually put a proper forge structure in the back of the cart.
Rad. Do you want to describe that?
So it would be so it's still like the steel wrapped old cage cart, and in the back there's now like a stone facade forge structure with a spot for these bellows that Pops had made, the magical ones with the seats still up top that Glynn sits on, and probably somewhere where Cosmo likes to hang out and read his dad's journal with his legs
Beanbag.
up like a teen girl talking on a cell phone.
Kicking his butt with his heels.
Yeah.
I just picture
That's-
like a beanbag in the corner.
That's only that's the way you read, Glynn.
That's 100% how Glynn
That's
reads
what. Yeah.
books about the dark arts and like torturing family members. Is fucking da-da-da-da-da. Glynn would be one trying to fix those bellows because he told Rangrim that he would eventually help him. I don't know if that would take all day. If it did not take all day,
Probably not.
Glynn would be taking the rest of the time to read and hopefully finish the book that he pulled off of the sorcerer that was with Willie. I can't remember the guy's name.
Oh yeah,
the
yeah.
book of-
The shadow sorcerer.
The Shadowfell. Yeah, the
Yeah,
book
it's-
about Shadowfell.
Yep. Yeah. So I will say that. So you finished reading. Actually, just roll me an Arcana check with advantage.
Neat. Oh, advantage was tight. Sorry, I rolled an 18. I have a +3 on Arcana, so 21 total.
Okay. So through this book and reading through it, you are able to like get a deeper understanding of the Shadowfell and this place where like this shadow magic comes from. This like completely separate plane where shadow sorcerers are able to like channel this energy from. And you kind of like get this understanding for like this basic understanding for like channeling a level of like not directly from the Shadowfell, but like this arcane nature of darkness and how to like just like summon darkness at your command. And after finishing this book, like you feel like you have enough understanding of this to cast the spell Darkness.
Tight.
Very tight.
Cool. Okay, I'll have to figure out how to do that. Tight.
Yeah.
I imagine that. Yeah, that's how he would. After getting the bellows working, Glynn's gonna sit down next to the fire with his heels kicking his butt, reading the book until he can cast. And he's just practicing casting this little ball of darkness in his hand.
Yep, you're able to summon this dark energy at your command. Yeah, and it's gonna be something that like I know with the arcane tricksters, like you can swap spells off and things like that. This will just be a spell that like it still uses spell slot, the normal spell slot it would, but you don't forget it. It's just additional to your spells that you currently have. But it's still
so
like
it's just another
uses
spell,
your current spell slots or whatever. But you just won't you won't lose it. You won't have to swap it out. You'll always have access to the spell, but you just still use a spell slot when you cast it.
Okay, is it tied to the book, or is it like it is a known thing now?
It's a known thing for you.
Okay,
Yeah, basically it was you've basically used all the energy in this book or like this knowledge in this book to learn how to cast this spell.
Very neat. Very cool.
Neat.
Yeah, that's my day.
Sweet. Cosmo, what are you doing?
I think one of the things, and I don't know how to kind of pan this out, but like would be to organize with Chesk the idea to start opening back up the Tin Town mine.
Okay, I think this is going to take a conversation for sure. So actually, no. So, okay, so tell me what you're trying to accomplish here. You're just trying to get him to, you're like, hey, dude, you can open up the mine now.
I think telling him that it feels safe to start kind of re-excavating it. And
so,
go ahead.
sorry, I say let's keep it brief, but I think let's just jump right into the conversation with you and Chesk then.
Oh, okay.
You think it's safe to open up the mine? Like that's great news.
Well, yeah, I think it's safe, and if we're gonna start bringing up the dark steel, we're gonna need something to hide it with. And yep.
Yeah, no, that's a great idea. I sent out the small team, about 8 people, to go secure and get things started over at the Ebb and Depths. So that should work out great. We have enough people here that we can get them back to work and start paying them again. It's gonna be people are kind of suffering here a little bit. So yeah, we'll get going on that right away. And he's like, he just kind of like seems extremely excited with this.
Obviously, proceed with caution. I don't have any reason to believe that things are unsafe, but let's play it on the safe side and go easy on it, eh?
Yeah. Come on. Who do you think I am? Of course, we'll get down there. We'll kind of take stock of what's going on. But I think there's gonna be quite a bit of cleanup after the party you all had down there.
Yes, it did not end well. Many big monsters coming out of those holes, but I think it'll yes. Let's start the cleanup, get the rumble going back in the town, bring some life back, and show people that there's something still to be had here. It might create a little bit of buzz, but it'll also give us an opportunity to kind of cover up what we may be trying to do with the dark steel.
Hell yeah. Rangrim would be proud. And he kind of like slaps you on the back and like walks you outside and then just kind of like very merrily kind of like makes his way over to what you would assume to be like the kind of like Boulder Fist compound tavern that's over there, probably to start rousing some troops. The
only other thing he would really say is just that we'll be around for a few days if you come across anything.
What was that? I was walking away from you. You're talking as I'm walking away. What's going on?
Yeah, if anything, I'll be around for a few days. If you come across anything strange or anything odd, come find me first.
Yeah, of course. Okay, I'm gonna go over here. You know.
Right, you do.
Okay, and he walks off.
Isn't Kazmo's charisma like super high? But he's just like kind of socially awkward whenever someone's walking away. He's always trying to start a conversation.
Wait.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, never mind.
It's just that what it is they just like he's just so charming because they're like, oh, he's so innocent for the fact he smushes heads. Awesome. So if that's what we all want to do for the day, we can. Bloop, sun goes down. Sun starts coming up. Brand new day. Where do you all regroup?
To the Matic.
Okay. So back at the Matic, same table. It's almost like you're in Groundhog's Day. Tom's
Different
there.
Seats. We've all shifted one seat just to make it spicy.
Keep things fresh. You see Tom still just cleaning up.
Comes in. We come in. It's just Cosmo's just checking around. Dreams was good last night.
Good.
No travel for you, Glynn.
Still warm.
Still warm. Good. Rangrim, how about you? You no dark weird dreams?
No, everything was fine. And his eyes black.
Right. Glad to hear it.
Glynn reaches for a dagger.
I will know. You know something? I may not take you seriously anymore. It's just gonna be like the boy who cried dragon or something.
Boy, I'm just kidding. We're fine.
All right, Rangrim. So today, we need to be very explicit about what we say because we can't just like dump all of it at once. We have to be really clear as to what we're telling Luther, so we, are still on his good side.
Mm-hmm.
Have you learned?
And he doesn't try to come murder me.
Have you learned explicit on the Dog rapper yet?
Nice.
No. What's explicit?
Explicit. Go ahead and tell him, Glynn.
There's words on the Dog rappers.
Isn't that where we were? There was definitions. You were learning words every day for a minute.
He hasn't had a Dog in so long, he forgot what that experience was like.
You're right, but I thought those was just jokes. I didn't know that was supposed to be like literature.
Nope, that's called vocabulary. All right, anyways, explicit means we need to be very precise and specific. I'm still going big words. I don't really know if you're getting this. We need to say exactly what we mean with zero room for interpretation. Nope, still big word. Zero room for confusion. Nope. Okay. Repeat after me, Rangrim.
Mm-hmm.
Luther. We have the key. You were hiding.
You were hiding.
Are you going to remember any of this, Rangrim?
Are you going to remember any of this, Rangrim?
No, Rangrim, go back. I need you to be
I was not supposed to just say that to Luther because I did. And that's going to be... I just cast sending.
The first sending.
That's what I just said to Luther.
Perfect.
What the heck? Who is this?
We can't hear it.
It's Rangrim. Remember Luke from Tin Town? Rangrim.
Hell, Rangrim! What the hell are you doing in my head?
I was sending you a message because we ain't seen you in like a long time. There was things we were supposed to do. I'm pretty sure you owe me some money. We had a lot of jobs for your little guild hall there, and then you just been gone for like ever, mad about things. And
Rangrim,
we're just wondering where you were.
Rangrim, are you with the elf right now?
what? The elf. Cosmo's right here. Heavy wink at Glynn.
Hey,
Glynn has-
Cosmo
I know
just
Glynn
leans
still
in.
has no idea.
Hello
what he
there.
said to me.
Deception check, Rangrim.
How do you deceive over just words?
He's gonna
I'm
find
rolling a net. Not a natural 20. It's a 19. I have a 0 for. No, I don't.
Is he deceiving us or he's deceiving Luther?
Deceiving Luther. Yeah, I'll say that you that is enough to be able to pull that off. He does not seem any the wiser. Rangrim, listen. You all are in. If you're with him right now, you're in grave danger. He took something from me that should not have been taken.
True.
Do you have the key with you? Do you know about the key that he took?
I mean, I haven't. Like, it's like a key, like for like a door. You put it in a door, like a key, right?
He
I haven't
describes.
seen him with any type of key, to my knowledge.
I will say, just to retcon, he did say, we have the key.
True.
I need you to roll me another deception check.
A 9?
You hear Luther's tone kind of darken a bit, and he goes, Rangrim, listen, I've known you a long time. I need you to be straight with me here. Do you have the key? Does he have the key? This is not a joking matter.
Yep.
Rangrim, I need you to get that key.
Sure, it'll be in the usual place. And then he just cuts sending. That's it.
Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah. So that happened.
Rangrim, how'd that go? It seemed really one-sided.
Right, yep, we didn't get much. You told him we had the key, but then you told him we didn't have the key?
I was confused. He started really pressuring me.
He's kind of intimidating. I get that.
Yes.
I told him we had it.
That's
and
fine.
I told him I'd leave it in the usual place.
Right, leave it in the usual place.
He has no idea what that means.
Nope, neither do I.
Because I don't know what that means.
Good,
I was
glad.
trying to set him off the trail. He's gonna think he knows what that means for at least a minute. I don't know what that means.
We want him on our trip. We want his help theoretically.
Right, yes.
I think you lost sight of what the mission of that conversation was supposed to be.
We left
I
it
don't think I did.
We left it just as confusing, except he knows we have the key, which I think he already knew we had the key.
I will say you do still have. I'll say that was only one sending spell. Though we're stretching what sending can be, I think that the back and forth conversation is better. You still have your 2 other sending spells.
Okay.
If you wanted to.
So let's say hi one more time. Maybe some pleasantries. Say hello.
Wait.
Don't just.
I can't do it anymore. See, I can't cast that spell anymore.
What? Rangrim, I feel like you're lying to me, but I also think that
I would not lie to you, Cosmo.
But
roll for that one. Well,
I feel like it's a dead giveaway here. I think you would lie to me. But if you said we'd leave it in the usual place, you think he's gonna come here?
my guess would be he's expecting it to be back in the chest in which I took it from because it was covered in dust when I pulled it out.
He tore the bottom out of that thing. There's nothing. You just drop it; it'll hit the ground.
I don't know why he would assume
but he also,
any of that because I don't know what I meant by that.
He also locked us out of the sanctum. It's like he
knows we can't get in there.
This was outside the sanctum for what it's worth.
Right,
this
it
chest was in the first room.
But whatever we did, it's like he doesn't want us in there anymore.
I think if we told him we're going to give him the key back, he might be interested.
But I don't want the sanctum more than I want the key. Now that I know the key lets something bad out.
But what if we don't have to give him the key. If we say it's going to be in the usual spot like Rangrim very intelligently did, we know where the spot is. We can just wait. We don't have to give it to him.
Right, no.
Cosmo, we do this thing in my community. It's called lying. And what it does is it's not always the truth.
Right. Well,
we could try that.
If you like to make it the truth, you could just give me the key. And then you could tell him you don't have it.
You do not want to be pulled to the Claire Shaw cliffs, or whatever the hell I said it was. It
To
was
be
very
fair,
cold.
To be fair, it wasn't the key that pulled you to the peaks. It was the coin.
I know, but I'm assuming that if he has the key, he'll then be the one who gets pulled there.
Right, but
Or I'll get pulled there without the key, and that probably can't be good either.
right. Well, you could say. Well,
I lost it to my good friend Cosmo.
well, you like to lie, and I don't. And
Well,
My
my
honor,
honor, sir.
If you want, he could give it to you, and I can just tell Luther that Cosmo has it.
right, that's fine too.
Smart.
But
Turn the murder machine on Cosmo. I like it, Rangrim.
well.
Yeah, and that's not so fun anymore when it's in your pocket, huh?
No, I don't mind the key in my pocket. It's there's a word.
The crazy metal guy with a big sword coming for the thing in your pocket.
Not fun.
Right.
I've been there
But
right now.
right, this is what I was gonna say. It was
Hit us.
this meat. Clearly, I'm like basically half moored in. It'll be fine.
I mean, he's got a point. I mean, he's definitely the.
I don't know what to do with that. If that's the route we're going down, I think we just take on whatever the hell pulled me up to the Clear Shot Cliffs straight on. I mean, we got a god on our side.
Well, I can't confirm.
I'm kind of
yet.
ready. Let's do this.
I can't confirm. I don't know if I feel ready for that. That's a little bit more than I'm ready for. But I'm just saying, what happens if I'm holding the key?
I don't know. I'm happy to give it to you. You can keep a hold of it, but if I get pulled up and he's asking me where it's at,
You can tell him what your community does, and you just tell him whatever you want.
yeah, you're gonna have a not fun target on your back. But I'm happy to do it.
You could give him the coin and the key.
I could happily give you both if you want. If you want to
Well-
go have a conversation,
Well,
I go a little bit better.
I'll leave it in your hands. If you
Very kind of you.
if you want to pass the bucket, I will take said bucket from you.
Let's I think we should talk to Luther. I'm curious to see what he says. I think, and I know I've been saying a lot of awful things about Luther behind his back.
Right, definitely.
Yeah, most of the day.
Yep. And
Yeah.
yesterday too.
Yeah, and yesterday.
Yeah.
And when you actually took that thing from his thing.
Yeah. And to his
It's
friend.
just, it was like pictures of his family, and you like laughed at them before you put them away.
Yeah, they're all dead. That's just hilarious. Yeah.
My dad was in one of those pictures.
Well, that wasn't funny. I knew that one after the fact. Look, you can't be mad at me post-mortem. That's unfair.
It
right,
just feels
okay.
mostly insensitive on your end.
I'm Glynn. Nice to meet you. And I stick a hand out. So maybe that's the move. We see if Luther is en route. Maybe we send another message to him. Ask him if the usual place is back in Tin Town where he last saw it, because that's probably where he's going to send it, or
Right.
probably where he's going to go. I'm not worried about being the target as of now with the super terrifying omniscient voice. That's already established. I don't need to get you guys involved in that. But
Well, I feel involved just because I like you.
that's nice.
Yes, it is. I'm not
That's
lying.
nice.
I'm not. It's true.
I felt that. That was
Yeah,
nice. Yeah, I don't
that's
need
good.
to roll for that.
That's good. But you know,
I think Luther's been keeping this thing, and he's been fighting this thing all by himself. And if he's been looking for friends to maybe help him on his quest, because I mean, if he's had the key the whole time and he knows where it is, why would he have not already gone and unlocked it, right?
right. Well,
So
I tend to agree
I think
with
he's
you.
been looking for help, and he's been afraid to reach out because everyone around him dies in really awful ways.
That's true. We know that to happen twice.
He's kind of been a dick to Rangrim as long as Rangrim's known him, right? Like, not you don't like approach him. You're not friends. You're not grabbing a drink with him. Well, he
I
doesn't really
mean,
drink,
to
but-
be fair, most of the people in this town were kind of dicks to me.
Well, you're kind of a dick.
He was actually less of a dick to me. Him and Madge were like,
Yeah,
all right. Everyone else, not so much.
that's a terrible barometer of being a good person. I
Right.
think we need
Barometer.
to. Oh no, we need to get DOS Dogs back in action.
Okay, not to pressure you all, but we are running up against time here pretty soon. So
Right.
what are
What is
you
time?
wanting to call? Are you wanting to call
Well,
Luther again?
Okay. All right. Here's the play. If we send another message to Luther while we wait, what say you, Glynn? You give me the key for now. I don't have any qualms with holding it. You keep the coin because you know the voice currently, and it kind of likes but dislikes you. And I'll keep the key, and we'll just see what happens.
Yeah, if you're willing to get that big old bullseye on your back, I'll hand it off. And
Right.
I pull the key out of my pocket and I put it down on the table and I just slide it over to him.
Cosmo takes the key.
You die instantly. No. So just a quick descriptor of the key, distinct for anyone new. It's like relatively the size of a hockey puck, that made out of solid platinum, seemingly, with a draconic symbol on the top that has been defined to mean the word release. And then the underside of it has this like labyrinthine kind of like embossed pattern that kind of is like a maze, essentially, that corresponded with the shapes that were on the door. Just for everyone to know.
So Rangrim. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, you could read. Glynn can read the key.
You all had someone tell you what it meant.
Oh, that's right. That's what it was.
It's
Okay. I was like,
No,
how
Pops.
do we? I was trying to remember. How we. Something. Okay.
And then, sorry, the face that was on the coin is too scratched out to recognize the face on the coin, correct?
There's a profile of a face that you cannot see. That's scratched to all hell.
Cool.
Yeah, it's like Two-Face got to it, and then the other side seems to have some sort of coat of arms that's scratched away as well, and it's like a tungsten steel.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
Well,
Yeah.
So send the message again and see if he wants to come here.
Well, Rangrim, do you have the energy to send another message to?
I just might.
But, in this time, don't tell him that I have the key.
Hey, Luther.
You hear Luther respond, and they sound very relieved. Oh, Rangrim, I'm so glad that you sent me another message. I don't know, we might have gotten disconnected somehow, but listen, where are you?
I'm in Tin Town. I forgot that I couldn't find the elf, but I have the key, and I'll just meet you at your place, not mine. Your place, right?
That's great, Rangrim. I'm not joking. You need to be careful. There's more than you know coming after that thing, and just be safe. I'm on my way back right now. I'm already heading back. I got quite a journey ahead of me, but I should be back there in a few days.
How many days would you say?
Is he coming back? Is Rangrim? Is he coming back?
He said something about he might come back if your mother shaves, and something like 3 days.
Okay, right. Yep, keep going.
3 days.
Yeah. It looks like I got about a 3-day journey ahead of me.
All right. Well, I guess we'll see you in 3 days. And just like eye contact with Glynn and Kazmo. Oh, by the way, how the hell do we get back into like the place? It's all locked up.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm sorry about that, Rangrim. I didn't know whether or not I could trust you after that note that I found.
Oh, I don't. That elf is a strange one. You can trust me though. I'd never write a note.
Well, I can disarm it when I get back, but yeah, for the time being, unfortunately, you're not gonna be able to get in there.
All right. Well, I'll see you soon, bud.
You send a thumbs up across space and time to Luther.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Rangrim does not trust Luther at
Wait.
this point.
Well, you did a good job not telling him that I don't have the key. But why did you tell him that you had the key?
Well, you told me to tell him that you told me. You said to tell him you didn't have it.
I said don't tell him I have the key.
I didn't tell him you had the key.
Right. You tell
I
him
didn't
you
tell
had
him
the
that
key.
Glynn had the key. So the logical thing was to tell him that I had it.
Right. So we have 3 days to figure out if we want to be here when he gets back.
Oh, he's gonna be so mad if we tell him I'll come all the way back and we're somewhere else.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
You all hear a very familiar and very ominous noise of a bell tolling from down in the lower parts of the town. And as you all get up and look at this bell tolling, kind of like stand up for the table, alert, you see that the door is swinging open into the long sealed mine of Tin Town. And that is where we're going to leave the session tonight.
Episode 33 is called Cosmo's Fault. Cosmo's idea, guys.